Did you know that in the Caribbean, there's a mythical creature called the Soucouyant? She's an old woman by day, but at night, she sheds her skin and turns into a ball of fire to suck people's blood. Sounds like something out of a horror movie, right?
Totally. And that's just one example of how rich and fascinating Caribbean folklore is. Today, we're diving deep into these stories, what they mean, where they come from, and why they matter.
Welcome to Caribbean Echoes, the podcast where we explore culture, history, and storytelling from the Caribbean perspective. I'm Joi, your co-host for today.
And I'm Ricky, also joining you as co-host. Whether you're here because you love myths or want to learn more about our vibrant cultures, this episode is for you.
So let me start with my own experience growing up. My grandmother used to tell me stories about Jambi spirits that roam around at night looking for trouble. It was terrifying but also kind of magical because it made me feel connected to something bigger than myself.
That's so relatable. For me, it was always about La Diablesse, the beautiful woman who lures men into danger with her charm. My uncle would say she roams near sugarcane fields. Honestly, I still get chills thinking about it when I pass those areas back home.
Exactly. These tales aren't just scary stories. They teach lessons too, like respecting elders, staying safe, or even understanding nature better.
Right. But sometimes, outsiders hear these legends and think they're just superstitions. They don't realize how deeply rooted they are in our history and identity. That can be frustrating.
Absolutely. People often dismiss folklore as just stories, but they hold so much cultural significance. It's like saying Shakespeare doesn't matter, it's part of who we are.
Now let's answer some questions sent in by listeners. The first one comes from Maria in Spain. Why do so many Caribbean folktales involve spirits or supernatural beings?
Great question, Maria. A lot of these stories originated during slavery. Enslaved Africans brought their spiritual beliefs over, blending them with indigenous traditions and European influences. Spirits became symbols of resistance, hope, or warnings against oppression.
I'd add that the natural environment plays a big role too. Hurricanes, dense forests, and unpredictable seas inspired awe and fear. So naturally, people created myths to explain what they couldn't control.
Our next question is from Liam in Canada. How do young people in the Caribbean view these old stories today?
Well, Liam, it depends on the person. Some younger folks see them as outdated, while others embrace them as part of their heritage. Social media has actually helped revive interest. There are TikToks and YouTube videos bringing these tales to life.
True. Plus, festivals like Carnival often incorporate elements of folklore. Characters like Jab Jab in Trinidad or Pitchy Patchy in Jamaica keep these traditions alive in modern ways. If you're interested in learning more about Caribbean folklore, start small. Read books like Anansi Boys by Neil Gaiman's, inspired by Anansi the Spider, Trickster Telesaur. Watch films like Black Panther, which draws on African diasporic themes.
And if you ever visit the Caribbean, ask locals about their favorite legends. You'll not only learn cool stories, but also connect with people on a deeper level. Trust me, everyone loves sharing their version of Duppy or Lagahoo.
Another tip: be respectful. Don't treat these stories as mere entertainment. They carry centuries of history and meaning. Try to understand the context behind them.
Finally, share what you learn. Bring these conversations back to your classrooms or communities. Folklore bridges gaps between cultures and fosters empathy.
To recap, Caribbean folklore isn't just about spooky tales, it's a window into our history, values, and creativity. From Soucouyants to Jambis, these stories continue to shape us.
Thanks for tuning in to Caribbean Echoes. If you enjoyed this episode, follow us for more insights into Caribbean culture. Share your thoughts or questions. We'd love to hear from you.
And stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll explore the music of the Caribbean and its global impact. Until then, keep exploring and stay curious.